Growing up, we heard about ghost stories but never knew how real it was for a ghost to really exist and walk the earth. Because we knew that ghosts were not things you see in daylight. We understood it to be that those things happen at night. But coming to hear this guy's story, it was quite pathetic to hear that he had to go all through this because he met a ghost. So there's this young guy in a certain village in Nigeria who was a fisher boy. And after that, he got so much passion for fishing. And by the bank of the river, he met a strange girl who turned out to be his friend. And all his achievements, this girl was usually there. She looks like a normal human being, so he never thought twice to think that she's not normal. And everything, his joys, his wins, his downtime, everything he goes through, good or bad, she was always there in his life. And they were very, very close. Very close. They had a very close relationship. Until this guy got a scholarship and he was supposed to leave the country, being that he's from the south. He got the scholarship and left. So he tried his very best to see how they can, he can make her come over, and it wasn't working because all her documents were not adding up, so she couldn't really come to meet him. So this guy never knew who she was, but she was always very friendly and always being around him. So he felt so bad that she could not come to meet him, even though he was on scholarship there, meaning that the government paid all his fees, his allowances and all that. So he was not even there on his own terms or his own account, but rather the government took care of all those things. So when he eventually came back to Nigeria to see how he could settle, to know what's up and all of that, he took this girl, went to visit his family. And when they got there, the uncle was very happy to see him. Immediately, the uncle was not comfortable with the girl, and she sensed it and excused herself. So when the guy went to meet her outside, the uncle now said he wanted to see him, and he came over to see the uncle before going back to the girl. So the uncle was now talking to him that this girl is not, she looks like someone that is not part of this world. She's looking strange. She's not like a normal human being. The guy now should know that he has known this girl for years, and it's not like she's a normal human being. Like, she's not. He said this girl is possessed. He was trying to tell him that this girl is possessed. The brother now said, no, uncle, I don't understand. When did you become a pastor? So they make a joke out of it. And when the guy went back to where the girl was standing, he called the girl and asked her why she was, the way she was, moody and all of that. She said she discovered that her uncle doesn't like her. The uncle, that's the guy's uncle, doesn't like her. So the guy now said, but his own parents, as a mother and father, are not seeing anything bad. Like, they are not, they are not displeased with her. So why is she bothered? I said no, that she doesn't want to stay. She wants to go. So the guy saw her off and she left. So when he got back, the mother now asked him, where is the girl from? That was where the whole trouble started. Where is she from? Who are her parents? The guy now say he doesn't know where she comes from. The mother now say, somebody that you say you want to marry, somebody that you say you know for years, you don't even know where she comes from. The guy said no, that he never gave it a thought, that he just felt that, they've been close and he met her in the village, so they've always been very close, that she's always been his encourager, encourages him in whatever he's doing. The mother now said, Amadi, you're not serious. Like, how do you meet somebody you don't know, you don't even know her, and you already, from the look of things, you already started making plans on marrying her or even taking her with you abroad? The guy said yes, that's exactly why he came. That's on a second thought. He needed to find out. So he went. He reached out to her and told her that he wanted to come and see her parents, that he wants this relationship to. He didn't come by asking her, where are you from? Because after being friends for that long and he didn't ask those questions, he didn't want to come through that route. So he said he wanted to marry her, that he wanted to marry her, that please, she should take him to her family. So the girl now said no, that she's not ready for marriage, that he should take his time and all of that, that there are a lot of things she'll need to sort out with family. And the guy now said no. The reason he came back to Nigeria was because he wanted to go all out and carry out this, duties. That he's not getting younger. He wants to be married. And she said no, that she would tell him when the whole stuff will happen. So a week passed and he was getting closer and attached to her. So the guy now, she came one day and said she was pregnant. And the mother now went to tell the mother. The mother now said, it's not possible. How can she be pregnant? Are you sure she's not using that to trap you because you're asking her to take you to her parents? She said she was pregnant. The parents said, okay, let her give birth. They will know if truly it's a pregnancy, but that they have to hold on to the marriage, that they should not go on with the marriage. The parents said no, that they will not go on with the marriage. Amadi went to the uncle. The uncle said, well, that he has told Amadi that from the beginning from the first time he saw that girl, he knew she was not a normal person. Like, Amadi now say, can they get a pastor to pray for her for deliverance? Amadi say, where this girl is from is too far. Amadi didn't understand. Of course, they didn't take it. He didn't think it would be a ghost. He felt maybe it's normal as a girl will be possessed, or a boy. Anybody can be possessed with a spirit. So Amadi didn't understand. It was still, since he heard she was pregnant, the thing made him very, very uncomfortable that he was going to have children out of wedlock and all of that. Amadi now went back to school. On reaching there, they called him after about 8 months. They called him that she had given birth. Amadi now asked, giving birth how? What's the sex? They say giving birth to children, not sex. You're talking about children. How many children did she have? 6 children. Somebody was like, from where to where? Like, how possible is that? So it was in the middle of when Amadi was writing his examination. So after the examination, he came back to Nigeria and met her. It was just strange that just so when he came back, that's one trial, and she was already pregnant. So when he left after 8 months, it was called that she had given birth, not even one child, not 2, not 3, but 6 children. So the whole thing became the talk of town. In fact, the whole zone, south, it was, people were just trying to come there to see them. And then Amadi now brought up, after the kids, he went back when they were 3 months. No, he went back before they clocked 3 months, then came back. Within that period, he came back again, and he brought up the same topic about going to see her parents. She said, no. Okay, now, Amadi asked her, how come you've given birth and your parents are not still here to, stay with you, no family member, nothing. Rather, you're having housekeepers, people who are taking care of the children. She was now like, Amadi asked her, is it that you don't want to be married or what? What is that thing? What is it that you don't want to tell me? Is it that you don't want to be married? If you don't want to be married, let me know. So Amadi's uncle, the one that doesn't like her, now told Amadi that he wants them to go together to visit her now that she has given birth, that he wants to see her reaction. So Amadi now said, okay, no problem, but he has to check it with her. The uncle said, no, don't check it with her. If you check it with her, she will know that there's a problem. But before they got to the place, she was no longer there. She had gone with the children. Amadi couldn't trace her because she had already felt it, that something like that was going to happen. So she left the place. When the neighbors, they came to meet the neighbors, they're asking them, what about her? And the neighbors said, because, of course, in every environment, every estate, every neighborhood, there are always some people who don't go out. Like, they don't go to work. They just work from home. There must be somebody that is always at home somehow. So they say they saw her with a truck coming to pack things. She packed things from the house. But what they didn't know is where she was going to. I might say it's strange because she never mentioned anything like that to her. So, to him rather. So why would he now leave without at least saying a word? So the uncle just laughed and told Amadi, when I told you this girl was not normal, you didn't believe me. But now you are beginning to see that what I was saying was true. That was how Amadi vowed in his life that before he even does anything with any girl, he must first know where you schooled, where you're from, all of those things, and do his own background check before becoming